Hi YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to the Dice Without Toy Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at, not this train set here, but I'm going to be taking a look at two Flip Flap Malaysia Jigsaw 2023 puzzles. Actually, they're called the Flip Flap Jigsaw Puzzles, Malaysia 2023 Jigsaw Puzzles. And here they are now. I haven't been making videos that late since there's been a very huge delay of videos. I haven't been making that lot in the way of videos on YouTube this month because, you know, there's been some very different delayed uploads. In fact, I've still got a couple of delayed uploads, and they do have their own place on the planet. Like that vloggers video, I haven't done it yet at the moment though. And I could tell what that guy say, oh my goodness me, I could tell you what, the September that we're having at the moment is very peculiar and very unprecedentedly hot. I could tell what the guy say. I'm going to do a jump cut here because, you know, I feel like I'm wearing the wrong type of outfit. And, you know, it's basically the beginning of autumn time and the end of summer, even though the summer weather is pretty much here in September, as funny as it sounds. We've just landed in summer. Okay, I've decided to jump cut so that I can show you the jigsaw puzzles more elaborately, of course. And here they are, back to the more conventional style YouTube flip-flap toy reviews that I used to do on YouTube back at where I used to live. And yeah, this is actually peculiarly awesome. We've got the train at the background here, right, which is nice. Trying to be very careful over the webcam just to make sure everything's all secure. And we've got two jigsaw puzzles. They cost in different prices. This one here costs about £7 or £6.99. Feeling a lot much more HD, that camera. And that is the back of it, which looks very impressive. And I love the art where you get like the little diagram. It's this one here, it's called the BIRD ON Jigsaw puzzle. That's nice, eh? And then we've got another jigsaw puzzle that's about £10.99 or £11, which is called the Tree Planting X-PERTIVE. How do you say it? 60 pieces. Oh my god. Jungle Forever jigsaw puzzle. That is crazy, isn't it? And as I'm making this video, as I said before, we had some very cracking hot days recently. We've been topping up to 30 degrees recently, but of course by next week we might actually still get a bit of dry weather still. We do get some thunderstorms from like next week though, if I'm very lucky. And I have to say, temperatures are coming up to 33, 34 from like tomorrow and Saturday, and crikey, that is so unprecedented for such a hot weather event to continue on into September. But it's very good in the way I make videos which talk about the Malaysia 2023 event, because both Malaysia and the UK are about the same climate as we are filming in now. But not here in this country at all, forever and ever and ever, because if it was the equator, well, it would have been totally, you know, repetitive. But hey, we're literally north of the equator, aren't we, boys and girls? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching from here. There you go, you've got Hortney Courtney flying on the packaging here, right, on the top. And there is the back of the packaging. Is that all of the oil on the top? And that's some of the Shama on the bottom. Trying to make sure that I'm holding and handling the video web camera nicely, neatly and gently. Let's go and unpack this. And what's even more surprising is, oh my god, there's a fair bit of bloat, which isn't really great for that jigsaw puzzle. And there's actually a few faults within this jigsaw puzzle. I might show you though, as I'm about to showcase to you along the way. Here we go, unpacking of all sorts. Maybe I should try and show it to you on how it's like. And the jigsaw puzzle quality is really great, but the problem is that not all of the pieces have been cut in very properly well done. So with that being said, not all of the pieces are done in a very immaculate way. So maybe I'd like to try and show you what the jigsaw puzzle is going to be assembled like, because it's, you know, it's going to take like 13 Abasons, you know, 13 Abasons to probably come in and build the whole jigsaw puzzle. But they do represent the hallmarks of it, hey? You know, I think these clues will have to be these Jungle Forever bubble writing type pieces. Anyways, I'll come and show it to you when it's all nicely done, because I can tell what the guy's saying. This jigsaw puzzle is a hellishly big complexion of 60 pieces. I've never expected that, so that's why it's totally expensive than what I might look at later on in this video. And I'll certainly be right back once this train goes by, or passes by. Oh my crockies, it really is such a hot day, man. In fact, you know, I haven't been able to make quite a lot of videos in hot days recently because, you know, I was just too busy doing animations and stuff. But, you know, I'll do a jump cut now. Actually, going back to the pieces and stuff, some of them don't actually seem to look properly straight. Some of them have got like little corrugated little bits of edging, there's little ridges and stuff there. Right? If I try and, you know, probably pinch one of those and they just simply come off. Yeah, they just don't really look as straight as what I've actually done in the, what was it, the Vietnam 2021 Jigsaw puzzle video that I did a long time ago. I think it was 2 years ago when we already had another hot September. Now it feels like we're in Sweat-September. There's a bit of a pun, eh? Sweat-September. How cool is that, eh? Okay, I've actually just started assembling this jigsaw puzzle. Probably the big clues will have to be these letters of such, because, you know, what's even more coincidentally, so I'm jumping from one subject to another, is that as we are kicking in September at the moment, and it's probably one of the hottest Septembers, strangely enough, we have got like 3 to 4 consecutive days of very hot September temperatures. It's quite funny, isn't it? Thinking about a very hot September, eh? What do you think? Do you have mixed feelings on that? I certainly don't. But I can tell what the guys say. As I'm assembling this beast, like me, it's an amazing jigsaw puzzle. I'll try and see how this one goes though. It's actually quite a nice jigsaw puzzle as I'm building it this way. I actually find it to be quite intriguing in so many ways. It actually isn't too bad. Possibly to say the least though. It actually is quite a very nice little puzzle though. It's pretty fun for the kids, although it can be quite a pittance because it can be very frustrating for kids and stuff. But hey, without dawdling around, I'll just come in and finish off this whole jigsaw puzzle once it's all nicely done. Without getting too hot-headed at the moment though, hey? Or should I just say, too hot under the collar? Mind you, it really is a hot day outside. Man, I could dream on. Okay, as I'm getting into the nitty-gritty bits of this jigsaw puzzle. Sorry guys, it's been very hot though recently though, so that's why I've been feverishly sick and ill of late though. But hey, I should be better from like tomorrow, despite of how weekly it actually is, because you know it is a weekly weather event by this time of the year. Mind you, hey guys, hey, well guys, you might think this weather's about to stay. Well, I'm sorry, it isn't always like that. But these weather events are going to be very likely and frequent these days, as sad as it sounds, because unfortunately, stupidity really has landed, and that is all down by the human beings. I'm kind of a little bit skeptical on how many heatwave related events are we going to have in this year so far. Maybe I should do a little bit of a vlog of why the weather has been so hot early of late in September. You know, that could be a very good special. You know, I'm actually looking forward to do a vlog on the 21st of September. Hopefully, maybe sometime in, I don't know, probably like the morning or in the afternoon in general though. I really just don't really know. Because, you know, I never know what's going to be like actually. And it's, you know, pretty much peculiar, eh? Oh my crikeys. That is a whole ton, it's a 1 ton of pieces. How many pieces are there in this jigsaw puzzle? I mean, there's about 60 pieces, which is just freaking impossible to solve. Like, freaking hell, mate, there's just so many of them, it's just crazy. I don't know how I'm going to solve this. Like, I feel like, wow, how hard would that be if I wouldn't, you know, solve that jigsaw puzzle within eons of time taken. Man, that really is hard to just assemble upon it though. This is just crazy. It's just painful, isn't it though, just to solve it. But for me, we'll see how it goes as this process continues on. It's quite a very impressive jigsaw puzzle. I mean, the way it's been cutting that though isn't okay. I've just fully, well, partially assembled this. The way it's been assembled isn't that really jigsaw puzzle-esque, but it does pretty much evoke the style, and I really like it, and it really is something to be proud upon overall in general though. I really like it. I really like it indeed so far to this date. It really is nice. To possibly show the least of it though. Hey, I should probably finish this one in a knick-knack of time, just before the heat tends to intensify, obviously, the sounds. And there's a motorcycle in the background. Well, okay, it looks like I'm nearly getting to the end of this jigsaw puzzle, and I nearly decided to give up, but hey, I finally found some very impressive clues here. Hey, if I build Ollie the Oriole, who is that little yellow runt, I'm just going to basically build him up completely and utterly fully. There you go, here's Ollie the Oriole, showing his true bright yellow colours. I mean, look at him. He's pretty cheap and cheerful along the way, eh? How cool is that? I'm just going to go ahead and build this Jungle Forever jigsaw puzzle because it's all jungly. And, you know, when something is all jungly themed, well, you can put some bananas in it and then you can make a whole ton of money. If that's the right or wrong thing to say. Because we've got to care for the environment, shouldn't we? Because, you know, mind you, if you make too much money, well, guess what? You're going to destroy the environment. Because, you know, you're chopping down trees of such. And I'm just detecting if there's any missing pieces along this puzzle, right? I'm just making sure that this puzzle is very consistent and very well made. And, yeah, I'll tell you what though, guys, as I'm enjoying this very hot weather event, which has been, well, it's been a total nightmare for some, but for me it's not too bad, despite of what I've just done yesterday. I accidentally spewed on the roof though. That was very stupid of me with a water bottle. I should have just bathed in the toilet. I was just feeling hot, but hey, I've got paracetamol now. Now what's a bit disappointing is that some of these pieces are actually not really fully straight. This one here is a little bit corrugated. You can see it's a bit of a diagonal line. It's more like a trapezium slash parallelogram. It's like more of a rectangle. There's actually got like a little angled line, an angled straight line, which isn't really that great as what you might think of. But anyways, I'll just keep on building on this puzzle of light because, you know, it is quite a stunning puzzle, but also very much harder. In fact, it's much more harder than the other Malaysia 2023 puzzle that I might look at later on in this video. And it also is a little bit much more harder than that Vietnam 2021 jigsaw puzzle that I looked at in another video. I should have done more Vietnam 2021 jigsaw puzzles of light. But, you know, I have to say, oh, you know what? It's going to be quite stunning once these puzzles are going to be completely and utterly fully built. It's going to be fairly impressive in the way it's being constructed, I suppose. I'm just looking at how these pieces are going to be like. But nevertheless, hey, bring it right on. That's something, isn't it? Yep, just building it up completely and utterly so. I'm just pondering of where they are. It's crazy, isn't it? Maybe if I try and... what is that? Okay, that is like a wing piece, I think, of the bird and such. I think this is some of the Shama. Hopefully if I try and build him up though, as clearly as this sounds, I think I've got the point now. Hopefully there's no missing pieces of all sorts, and hopefully everything's all going to be successfully constructed in the way it's been built. And I'm trying to detect of how pieces are being nicely built. A bit confusing actually of how I'm going to build jigsaw puzzles. A bit confusing, hey? Bit confusing. But I am certainly trying to do my best to make them all nice. You know, some of these, you know, there's another piece here. That piece isn't really fully straight. You can see it's already been cut up into more of a triangular sort of shape, rather than, let's say, circular, or in this case, straight line. It's not properly done. Sorry about that, guys, say. But hey, nevertheless, this puzzle is nearly done and over. It is nearly complete, as I'm just building up this puzzle, and there you go. I think that's what we've got. Just interpretation of what I've just built. It's not really one of the best I've just designed, but there it is. Jungle forever! Congratulations, you've just planted the tree's tree. So that's a great jigsaw puzzle if you want to understand and to fight and combat against climate change. Now that there might be a masterpiece, but I feel like there's a few... Surely it does look like a very good jigsaw puzzle piece, but there are some bits which I just feel like they're not really as great as what I did in the previous ones. Like, some of them haven't been properly cut up, and maybe this one here. and that one there as well too. I feel like these pieces aren't really as elaborate as what other jigsaw puzzle pieces are going to be like. Once I take a look at the 32, how do you say it, jigsaw puzzle piece, the 32 pieces jigsaw puzzle, which is called the BIRD ON Malaysia 2023 set. Hopefully it might look better than what I've just built earlier on in the first place. Well, let me just repack this puzzle here. I don't think it's certainly one of the best ones I've built, but it is certainly one of the most interesting of all, yet not so, because of the, how would you say it, the inconsistency of the pieces and the way they've been cut out. I feel like that the pieces haven't been that as elaborate and accurate as what I've just built. But nevertheless, hey, bring it right on. I'll show you what the other jigsaw puzzle is going to be like, as I've just built the other one, which was completely and utterly hard. I mean, thank goodness for that, hey. I've totally survived so well in the heat. I might have to drink more water though, but hey, drinking too much water can lead to water intoxication and a bit of nausea. I'd probably throw up as well too if I ate too much food and also drank too much water. That's my gut feeling about it. Okay, so let me just go ahead and show you the other, jigsaw puzzle of light. And let's move forward into another jigsaw puzzle of light. I have to say the blight in this jigsaw puzzle is not very good. It feels like, you have extra bits of space that have been left away. There's not much space being cleared away, mate. I mean, this is crazy. Let me just place that back away. Okay, and we'll move on to our next one here, which is this one here. It's a 32-piece jigsaw puzzle, and my hands are chronically dry, so I'll have to add some cream. And I can tell what the guys say, my skin is crippling in this weather. It is just absolutely boiling hot. In fact, stinking hot outside there, eh? Oh man, and there's cream almost everywhere here. I am just trying to shake it, and the cream just goes out of place, and it is just totally and utterly stupid. It's a stinking hot day in the early part of September, and we're going to the middle part of September now, and it's meant to be like a season of change, because we're going from hot to cold. That's what autumn time's all about, not the other way around. It's a little bit like we're living in Australia, but hey, let's go ahead and take a look at this BIRD ON Malaysia 32 pieces, the 2023 jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, that looks great, and there's the other side of it there, there's the back of it. I like the little diagrams that they added onto the jigsaw puzzles, because it tells you how these puzzles are actually built this way. It tells you how the way that they should be built. Although, with that being said, they're not really as immaculate and accurate at the same time though, because of just how inconsistent the actual pieces are inside. Now, what's even more strange is that, this one here has got like a window, so you can see how many pieces are inside, but this one here doesn't. But anyways, let me just show you what's inside and what you get. Hopefully the packaging is a little bit consistent. It's nice to have small packagings back this way. Here we go. That's what you get. Ah, yes, it's a much better. There's not much bloat here, right? It's got like some tape already provided here as well. Out they come. Hopefully it's all made in the UK stuff here as well. Made in the UK jigsaw puzzles. And there's not much pieces as well too. Let me just show you how it's been built. I love it. They're actually much more thicker pieces, although, yeah, I'll just show you how it's been fully built. Okay, so as I show you the pieces, they're much more larger and chunkier as the other jigsaw puzzle I looked at. They're not much more slimmer than the what I'm looking at now. Overall, I can see some of the Shama's eyes and all of the Oriole's eyes. I think that brings that into a bit of a very nice little clue of what I'm going to be building up so far to this day. I'm just scrolling around for some pieces though, because I don't know what I'm actually going to be looking at, but hey, I'll just simply build the pieces along the way, and hey, that'll look totally awesome. I'm just scrolling around, I'm just looking at some various other bits and bobs along the way, hey, and there's that piece there as well. Oh my crikeys, and I'm just looking at the way of how things are being built. Yep, overall these are nice looking jigsaw puzzle pieces, and there you go, we've got all of the oil being visibly built. Just that hint of yellow, which is very, very nice and easy. Okay, so hopefully all the pieces are nicely being knitted about, because, you know, they should be consistent, they should be built into a much more easier and nicely conformed mannerism that I've got. It's a totally nice way on how these puzzles are built, and you know, hey, that is totally awesome in the way they've been built. And blind me, half of the time I'd say, hey, this is totally and utterly fantastic. And hopefully that it will be, you know, oh wow, this piece is pretty difficult, but basically the other pieces should just, I don't know, should just be filled first before we can enter that black thing here. Okay, so we've got loads and loads of other pieces, and there's this tongue. There's this tongue for the bird as well. Is that Hortney Courtney? The hornbill. I'm trying to show you on how these pieces are being built into the way that they are. Hopefully this jigsaw puzzle will be built in a very short time before I shall finish off and completely assemble the whole video of late. My crikeys, in fact I haven't been making that many videos of late, and it is the early part of September, let's not forget that as well, because even though it's been a very hot September, in fact, yeah, there's been some very, apart from, you know, the hot weather in this country though, there's also been some very cyclonic storms across the Mediterranean, so that's why the jet stream has moved a little bit northwards. And also the high pressure that we're having at the moment it's what you call a heat dome. It's basically, you know, it's a giant heat dome. It's basically a giant dome of heat, and it's, you know, when high pressure is developing from the east, and then it sinks down, and when it compresses into this country, or when it compresses, the temperature increases. I don't know how I'm going to interpret it that way, but hey, that's how I think that's what's causing this heat wave unseasonably for September of 2023. And in fact, not just September of 2023, we've also had 2016. That was way before I actually started this channel. It's crazy, isn't it, of the amount of heat waves we're getting in September. Maybe August should be the new autumn month, and September should be the new summer month. How funny what the seasons would just sort of, you know, flip-flop the other side of the way around. And then, oh my goodness me, I love this. There's like a little house, I should just show you. There's a little village house right over there. Can you see it with my finger around here? I'll just probably do another jump cut just in case this camera goes a little bit funny over the hot weather we're having at the moment. And with the train passing by, hopefully things shall be more concise this way. And I'll build this puzzle over time. Hopefully. Well, okay, I finally got the jigsaw puzzle finished over and out. I think it only took about a couple of minutes, maybe about 2 to 3 minutes to finish this very simple puzzle up. Okay, it seems like we've got Hortney Courtney, all of the oil, and some of the shama on what it looks like to be on a village. I think in Malay, which is a language of Malaysia, or Indonesia, if you're going to interpret it this way, they call it a kampong village. And I've got like these sort of cool looking bamboo houses which are built with these elevated structures, which prevents them from being surrounded by pests like critters like rats and monkeys, and also to prevent flood water from accumulating when it's very wet, you know, during heavy rainstorms and stuff. And there we go, we've got a couple of palm trees. Bird on Malaysia 2023. It's an amazing jigsaw puzzle to think upon, really, because it really represents the whole event and the whole nation itself. So it's amazing. We've got Hortney Courtney sticking his tongue out like a freaking dog because he's just pretty enthusiastic. Here's all of the oil on the top right, and there's some of the shama on the bottom right, pretty much greeting and meeting you along the way and say, hey, come to Malaysia and bird on. How cool is that, eh? It's a very nice looking set. Hopefully I should do more jigsaw puzzles so much. And there's a flyer right inside in this house, eh, because it's been a stinking hot day. And just because it's hot outside doesn't exactly mean it actually feels like Malaysia. And you know what? Whenever I live in this country, the heat just actually does feel so different compared to what I would normally associate with heat waves and stuff. But nevertheless, it is something. it really is something to think upon of how amazing these jigsaw puzzles are. So that being said, that is an amazing video of what I've just made of light. Anyways, if you really enjoyed this very interesting Malaysia 2023 video of light, sorry I didn't do that many videos of light this September because I have so much delays and also because of the heat. Mind you, enjoy the most of it and make it the most of it, although people would probably think, no, we don't like the heat, we just hate it because, you know, it's just too unseasonably hot for, you know, the middle or the late early part of September or the late part of summer. But hey, I could probably digress on that. Anyways, with that being said, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'm really sorry again though for the inconsistency and the timing of my videos, just because of the weather, and also, as I said before, the delays and the overhaul I've done. Okay, that's it, bye.